Hello, how is everyone today? I hope you are well. I'm just gonna wait a minute for a couple people to join. I can't believe it's already been another month. I mean, February is almost over. This is kind of crazy. Oh my goodness. Not gonna lie, the nervous jitters are still here, so we'll see how this goes. Hello, Bernadette. I hope you are well. Okay. Oh, yay! Hello, Claire. I hope you are well too. So I have all the names here in my lovely collage. I made this. It was so much fun to make. I'm bragging a little bit right now. Whatever. Sorry if the sound is a little off today. The furnace, my landlord's furnace is literally right there and it's on right now, so that might be the buzzing you're hearing in the background. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness, there's so many of you today. Oh my goodness. Welcome. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of do an intro and what I'm going to be talking about today. Today is obviously the giveaway for the Fichu, which I have all the names in the hat right behind me. And then I also have a couple announcements and then just a little chit chat. And I also have some questions from some people that weren't able to make it to the live. So, starting things off. Oh my goodness, I have notes right in front of me so I don't get lost. I'm trying this out to see how this goes. So yeah, wish me luck, you guys. I'm still really nervous. Okay, so I guess starting things off is I was talking about in the last live video that I was really hoping to go to Coco, and I was just trying to make sure that I had all the funds in place. Thank you. So I was trying to figure out all my funds for Coco, and it does indeed look like I'm going to Coco. I have bought my tickets, and so yeah, I'm really excited. So if any of you are going to Coco or Costume College this July, I would love to meet you there. So yes, it's really exciting. And something else that is kind of changing in my life is I'm going to be moving house. So mid-March is kind of the move date. So I'm gonna have to take a small break from my content videos. I'm still gonna try and do a live video once I'm in the new house. But my content videos are gonna take just a small break while I get my area set up because I'm going to be having a sewing room again. So yay! So I'm just really excited about that. Yeah. And oh, I can't think if there's anything else. I think that's pretty much my announcements that I have for this video. Oh, we can't visit the US this year. Coco is on your list. Yeah, Coco, I'm really excited for Coco. Oh, also, if you guys have any questions throughout the video, just fire away. And I'm probably going to save them more to the end, or at least in a little bit. But yeah, if you have any questions, just fire away. You can actually kind of see a little bit of a teaser right here for my next construction video. It's not completely done. I'm still working on it, but I'm really happy with how it's turning out. It's very, very drapey. I love it. Anyways, okay. Something I wanted to talk about today was something that has been mentioned in the costuming world on Instagram lately. And it is I think Lauren brought it up in one of her posts first, and then I believe it was Cathy. Yes, I am going to costume college this year. Yes. So that is confirmed. So yeah, sorry, what I was talking about is a topic that has been coming up is the skill or talent conversation, and I find it really interesting, and I'd love to hear your guys' take on it. I think I love the way Cathy put it in her post. I'll link that down below actually. Once this video is wrapped up, I can put the links in the area or in the things that I'm talking about. But something that was brought up is the skill or talent of sewing, because that's just my husband. So something that Lauren brought up was many people think that so many seamstresses are so crazy talented. And yes, they are. They do have talent. And I'm not like putting anyone down. This is just kind of to start a discussion. I want to hear what you guys think. So I think for what I think on the topic is I do think that some people have a knack for things. Like some people have a knack for math. Math is not a strong point for me. But I think some people have a knack for sewing, and some people, it takes a little bit more work for them to sew. That doesn't mean that they are not talented. It just, it comes easier to some people, and I just think that's the way their brains are wired. Oh, I have no talent whatsoever. I'm on the fence about going, oh yes, if you're going to Coco, Coco is good. Do Coco if you can. I'd love to meet you there. So anyways, going back to what I was saying. Oh my goodness, seriously, I wrote up notes, so if I'm looking down, it's because of that. So going back to what I was saying, so I do think some people do have a knack for sewing and others have to work a bit more towards it, but I do think that sewing is a skill. Like I've been sewing for 20 years. I was 8 when I started sewing, and I'm 28 now. I'm going to be 29 this year. And I will tell you, the first 10 years of my sewing was not pretty, but I made a lot of mistakes and I learned from those mistakes. And without without making those mistakes, I wouldn't have the same appreciation for what I can do now. Like if, for instance, taking my robe de Francais gown, looking at that as a beginner, if I had tried to do that 20 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to pull it off because I didn't have the skill set I now have. So some of that I learned through mistakes. Some of that I learned from other people teaching me, which is a great resource. If you can find a teacher that will, even if you're just in the beginning stages, a teacher will help you kind of guide you along your path. But it definitely, sorry, my brain is trying to work things out. Just a second here. Okay, sorry. So I do think that sewing is a skill, and it's definitely like when you were first beginning it, you're bound to make mistakes. Mistakes are how you learn. When you stop making mistakes, that usually means that you need to start learning in somewhere else. Like for myself, I never want to stop making mistakes because that means I'm not learning anymore. And I do that when I'm in front of my class. Words escape me. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm so, my goodness. Okay, let me just look over my notes for a second. So yeah, as I was saying, oh goodness. So yes, I've been sewing for 20 years. The first 10 years was not good. The last 10 years of my career, or my trade, or my skill that I've been learning has been getting better. And I hope to always continue improving. Thank you guys. And I think like even now I am picking up things that I never thought I would do. I'm learning needle lace, or I'm in the beginning of learning needle lace. I'm in the beginning of learning bobbin lace, and these are all things that have to do with my trade, and they're things that I want to become skilled at. And so I think once you master or become extremely skilled in one area of sewing, you just continue learning, and like you can only continue learning. If you get stuck in one area, it just, I guess, becomes boring for some people. I know for myself, I have to continue learning or I get bored. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of the skill versus talent? Oh shush. My husband is making comments from the bleachers. um shush. Oh my goodness. So yes, I would love to hear your thoughts on the skill versus talent debate, I guess. I don't know if it's really a debate. Um, discussion. Thank you, sweetie. Um, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Just let me know. And also, um, oh, it's gone again. Okay, actually, I'm gonna move over to some questions. Oh, I hope I it can be learned right now because I know very little. The best thing you can do when you know very little is just try it in everything. Like go focus on something and become good at that, and then focus on something else and become good at that. Like, I don't know. It's, oh, 1 second. I was still reading that. Okay. Aaron, even in art and music, you can have talent and go nowhere. You have to train and practice to go anywhere with it. Yes, that is very true, and that is extremely true with sewing as well. I like the idea that art is learned. Like people say, oh, I could never be good at drawing. Well, I wasn't either until 5 years, or I wasn't either 5 years ago, but I practiced a lot. So yeah, that is the big thing, is learning to, I guess, continue to hone your skills. Bernadette, definitely not a believer in talent. At least not, oh my goodness, sorry, I cannot pronounce that word right now. As Cathy so brilliantly said, it should not be an excuse to not bother putting in time and effort. To do talent is great, but you have to keep learning. Yes, yes, yes. These are all amazing comments, you guys. So yes, I'm loving hearing from you guys. And again, if you are watching this afterwards, you should be able to see all these comments coming up. But yeah, it's amazing. Oh, sorry, still reading those comments. Scanners, patterns, yes, scaling up. So if you can't find a tutor, that is a very good point, Claire. If you can't find a tutor, definitely going to the books, the libraries, scaling up patterns. Just even if you can get, if you can work from like a half scale. I found, like, when I was in school, I worked from a half scale, and I was able to, it made it easier to kind of understand the way fabric, I guess, worked on things. Oh no, Bernadette, I'm sorry. I hope you feel better soon. Okay. So yeah, when I was practicing draping, I used a half scale, and I found that easier to continue to manipulate fabric. Have a good night. I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, so I'm loving hearing your guys' comments. Now, I do have a couple questions. Like, if anyone has any other questions about anything, feel free to ask them. I have a couple questions from Instagram from people who weren't able to make the live tonight. I'm sorry if I completely butcher your guys' names. I'm really not the best at pronunciation. So the first is from Melanchier. Did you go to a special costume college? I went to Capilano University in North Vancouver, and I took the costume design for stage and screen program. So I went through a costuming program for 2 years, and I learned the construction of costume for both stage and screen. Yeah. Yes, very good point. Morgan Donner, and actually Bernadette also has something on how to scale up things if you don't have a scanner at home. So that's very helpful as well. Yes. And yes, practice does make perfect. So another question is, do you think it is possible to learn historical costuming without studying at college? And yes, I definitely think it is very possible to learn costuming without going to college. The teachers, they will point you in the right direction, they will teach you things, but I think there is also a lot that you can learn by going to museums. I know, like, I haven't personally done this, but I'm pretty sure you can go into museums, and if you call ahead, you can ask to study some of their things there, like behind the scenes. I'm not sure if all museums do that, but from what I've read from other forums online, people can point you in the right direction, or you can study garments. Yeah, so this, it is very, very possible to learn to create costumes or historical costumes without going to school, because there are tons of books out there. There's tons of people online that will help you if you need help. Yeah, I know, like, I've had a couple people message me on Instagram this week asking me questions, like, how do you do this? How do you do that? They're really good books, aren't they? So yeah, I like to help people out when I can. I don't always have all the answers. I've really only been studying historical costume for about 8 years. But in the beginning, I was very, very limited in what I studied for historical costuming. So yeah, definitely, I do believe that you can become a historical costumer, or at least create historical costumes, if you don't go to school. But it may, sometimes you might not be able to find exactly what you're looking for, but you can also find things. It depends on the museum. Usually, yes, you can. Okay, so yes, you can, Bernadette says, that you can get into museums. Thank you. Okay, so next question here is Alicia Estelle, I believe you pronounce. Joni, I will get back to you in just one moment. I will just do this one and then I can answer your question. How often do you wear the costumes you make? Well, for my Robe Francais, I've really only worn it for my historical tea party that I went to this past summer in Vancouver. And then I've also worn it for my photo shoot that I did. So yes, I've actually really only worn it twice, but I will be wearing it to costume college, which I'm really excited about. And Joni, your question is, will you ever do a range of eras or more early 20th century perhaps? I do love the Edwardian era. I would love to one day recreate the Worth oak leaf dress. That has been like one of my goal dresses since I started school. I absolutely love the gown. So yes, to answer your question, I will be doing early 20th century stuff. The 20s, maybe not so much. I personally, I do not think I suit the 20s fashion very well, but I do love Edwardian stuff, so that stuff is gorgeous. I think you can learn anything if you put your mind to it. I haven't been sewing that long, but watching YouTube has taught me a lot. Yes. I made things I never would have thought I could have made 5 years ago. Yeah, see, there's a point right there. You can learn tons of stuff. Again, YouTube has a lot of amazing stuff. So yes, I will be venturing into other eras. This year is mostly the 1890s. I'm so excited for the 1890s stuff, you guys. It's gonna be so much fun. I have a huge list of things that I want to make. I know most of them probably won't get made due to budget and time, but you know, one can dream. That's what is costuming without dreaming. So another question I have here is, do you have any fantasy cosplay plans, or are you strictly historically costuming? My husband keeps making comments from over there. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not. Yeah, I do love the idea of getting back into cosplay. I right at this point don't have, I guess, a set time that I want to do it. I know I would love to recreate. Peter, they want to see you. Do you want to come say hello? No, he doesn't want to say hello, you guys. If you want to go see what he looks like, you can go to his Instagram. He is Big Red Baker. He mostly shows pictures pictures of bread and his baked goods, but he does have a picture of him on there. Show the turkey chicken. What? Shush. No, okay, seriously, I'm not showing you that side of my house because it's a disaster right now. It was my daughter's 3rd birthday this weekend, so he's it's a disaster from the frame on out. So you guys aren't seeing that side of my house right now. Ooh, talk about making a list. A 2019 plan. How much to plan, how much to prepare the materials, etc. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I can't believe she's already 3 years old. It's crazy how quickly time has flown. So for, I guess, to answer your question, what was your name? Kyrie? Is that how you pronounce your name? Okay, oh goodness. So for my planning, most of the materials that I'm using this year are from my stash, just because I'm trying to keep things within budget. I have quite a large stash that I have built up over the past 10 years. My husband can tell you that he thinks it's too large, but you know, the one with the most fabric wins, right? Okay, you'd love to see children's dresses as well. I do actually have a couple kids' costumes that I filmed, and I just haven't had time to edit them yet. So you will see those. It's Kiri. Okay. Thank you for correcting my pronunciation. So for my stash, I have, I guess, a couple things that I have picked up. I'm not going to tell you what they're for yet because I'm kind of excited to do a reveal once I get to that point, but I will be wearing 2 of them to costume college, and one of them will be for the the Thursday night social. So you can kind of maybe guess the theme for that one if you guys are aware of what the socials are for costume college. So actually, let me see if I can find my book. 1 second. Okay. I was going to talk about this in Have I Ever Made Dress Out of Curtains? Yes, I have made a dress out of curtains. Chemise Lorenz I made out of curtains. And those things, they're pretty good for making out of curtains, but yeah. Those Chemise Lorenz I made, I miscalculated the fabric. And so there was too much fabric for my daughter's small frame. So I'm going to be remaking those, or at least modifying the ones that I made, which is part of the reason why I haven't put that video out yet. Anyways, this is my costuming journal. It's a bullet journal. So this is like my important quotes that I keep in here, just because, like everyone, I compare myself to things on Instagram. So I have some quotes in here to try and, remind myself that Instagram is for all the perfect photos, or what everyone pretends to be as perfect. Yeah, and I just try to remind myself that it's their highlight reel. I'm not sharing everything in here, just a couple things. I guess I'll read one of the quotes. Life does not need to be perfect to be beautiful. And I don't know who that one was actually by. And another one is strive for progress, not perfection, which is a big one for me because I am a perfectionist. It's one of those things that I'm trying to suppress, but I will always be a perfectionist. Yeah. 1 second. There we go. Yeah. And okay, I'll read you guys one more. As a flower does not think of competing with the flower next to it, it just blooms. So that's I love one of those quotes, just because I feel like everyone in the costume world, we all are doing things that are similar. We're creating things that are from a past. So like, for instance, Bernadette and I are, well, Bernadette has already made her combinations and they are absolutely stunning. So if you haven't seen that video, I will actually link that down below too. But we both had the same idea or same wavelength to recreate or take inspiration from the 1890s combinations. And yes, we're both taking it from the same inspiration, and I think they're both going to be beautiful. Well, I know hers are beautiful. I'm still working on mine right here. But we both have different takes on how things are created. So we're not copying each other. We are just showing what what was I saying? We are both creating things from the same inspiration. Thank you, Bernadette. I'm loving, seriously, this lace is very sexy. I don't think I'm going to be wearing these without something over top. So I don't know how, you know. Yes. Okay, yeah, so I was going back to this. I have, oh, and this is, I don't know if that's backwards for you. A goal without a plan is just a wish. So that's like the very first thing in my book. But to go for here, so I guess I'm just kind of showing you guys things that I want to create now. These are all like future projects that I want to make. I'm excited. These are dreams right now, but they will hopefully become realities one day. Anyways, going back, I still had a couple other questions from Instagram, and it's almost getting to half an hour, so I should probably do that draw pretty soon. So I will just finish answering these questions, and if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask them, and then I guess we will pick a name out of this hat and see who won the Fichu. Okay, so this one is from French Raven. Any tips on getting dressed with pins without stabbing yourself? I think the best thing for, well, when I was getting dressed in my robe de France, it took a couple times before I finally figured out what worked for me. With the stays, because mine are reed boning, I was able to put the end of the pin into the stay boning, so that way it didn't poke me. But I kind of like weaved it in and out of the fabric and the boning, and then just kind of pushed it in to the bone. So I hope that helps. I will be doing close-up. I am going to be doing a dressing video for my robe de France, so I will be doing a close-up of how I put my pins in, and hopefully that will work. And then this one is from Hannah Black. Does your love for historical dress translate to your everyday clothes in any way? I wish it did. I've like, if you saw my Pinterest board, my wardrobe would be amazing if I could have my Pinterest board. I think at this point I'm still slowly building my wardrobe to become more historically aesthetic, if that's the right word. Yes, sweetie, slow and steady. So I, like, for instance, I have 1940 swing pants that I started last year, and I haven't finished them. They're on my to-do list, you know, the never-ending to-do list for seamstresses. But I think when I think about what my ideal wardrobe is and what it currently is, it's not quite matching up. So one day I will have a wardrobe that matches. So anyways, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask them, because I think it is time to pick a name. So I think there was, oh goodness, there was a lot of people who entered this Fichu giveaway. Yes, drum roll. Thank you. There was about, so there we go. There's a lot of names in there. There was about, I think, 90 of you who entered. So let's just see. I can't see. Thanks, Peter. Okay, so the winner of the Fichu is KRISTIE Wong. So let's see. I don't know if you can, no, that's backwards. I will put your name down below. Thank you for everyone who entered. And if you guys are interested in more giveaways, I'm wondering if you want this to become a monthly thing. Now, it wouldn't be a Fichu or a physical product most of the time. I'm thinking, would you guys be interested if I gave like access or early access to videos? Would that be something you were interested in for giveaways? If like, let me know, because I think giveaways are fun. So yes, congratulations to KRISTIE. I would love if you could contact me. My email should be on my YouTube. If not, it's on my Instagram. So yes, give me a call or give me a message, KRISTIE, and we'll get this sent off to you. Cool. Awesome. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions, I think this is the end of the video today. Yeah, I'm glad you could join me. I would love to know your thoughts if you have anything else. Don't tax yourself if you can't do a live stream every month. Don't sweat it. We'll still be here. Thank you. I do tend to stress about this live streams. So yeah, it's one of those things like, I love doing it, but at the same time, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be live. What if I say something really dumb? It's just my personality. And yes, so I'm hoping to get this finished in the next couple days, and then I'll be moving, and then after that I'll be in my new space. So yes, anyways, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.